Hello and welcome back to Entrepreneur Talks podcast, season 3. I'm so excited. I'm about to introduce my new guest for this week. Feel free to get in touch with my guest because all the information about it will be on the description of each episode. You will find the website, social media, contact number, email, everything that my guest will provide, even a promo, something that you can get as a freebie because you've been listening, because you've been here with us. And don't forget, follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube by Women Flix. You will find all this information and much more. Get connected with us. Find more about what we do. And feel free to get in touch. My name is Yola Bastos, and I'm here with my guest that I'm about to introduce. So, sit down, relax, and enjoy. My guest for today's podcast is Celeste Etlinger. Celeste, she loves anything that is good for our bodies and good for the earth. Celeste brings with her something very special. She will show us, she will tell us about how to grow your own vegetables and fruit at your place, without a garden, without anything like that. It's called the Tower Garden. And let's welcome Celeste. And I will tell you more after. Hello, Celeste, and welcome to my podcast. I'm so glad, I'm so grateful to have you here today with me.
Oh, well, thank you, Yola, for having me.
You're welcome. So, Celeste, tell me, where are you talking with me from? Where are you? Which country?
I am in Deep River, Connecticut of the United States.
Fabulous. And who is Celeste Etlinger, if I'm pronouncing it right?
You are pronouncing it correctly. I am a wellness enthusiast is who I am, and I love sharing simple, healthy living solutions with everybody that'll listen to me. And I'm a 15-year Pilates professional and a partner with the Juice Plus company.
Oh, wow. A Juice company and a 15 years Pilates experience.
Yes.
Wow. So we're going to have here nutrition podcast for everyone, and we'll change our lives, because I'm so excited for this, because you're bringing something that I never heard before, and we're going we're just going to talk now, and my listeners listening, myself just talking, saying this, I'm sure they're going to be like, what is Yola talking about? But wait to see it. Listen this. So Celeste, tell me, I know you're running something like, I don't know if I can say running, but what is aeroponic gardening? Aeroponic?
You are correct. It's aeroponic gardening. And what that is, you know what, let me give you a little background, then I'll get into the nitty gritty of it all. And I can just tell you that I love eating healthy. I love fresh produce. I don't like gardening, and I absolutely do not like shopping. So when I saw this tower garden. It's also called a tower garden. So when I saw one for the first time, I fell in love with it. And I just knew that it was something that I had to have. Because it's, I'm going to tell you about it, but what it allows you to do is to have fresh produce right inside your home. So like presently I am growing lettuce and Swiss chard and basil. And I'm able to walk right over it every morning and pick greens for my smoothies. I'm able to pick lettuce for my salads, and it's really amazing.
But you got a garden.
Yeah, so it's a vertical garden right in my kitchen. So I'll try and do a visual with words of what it looks like. So at its base is a big round 20-gallon bin. A bin that holds 20 gallons of water.
All right.
On top of that are 5 tubes that has little nooks in each side that holds 4 plants. So that's why it's called vertical, because it goes up. The base is just 30 by 30. So it's not very big, and it's made with BPA free food grade plastic.
Yes.
Right? And we're compliant with the US FDA as well as European guidelines for restrictions of hazardous substances. So with that said, what it means is that the roots of the plants that are housed in that vertical tube, right, are exposed to the air. So that's why it's called aeroponic.
Okay, it's on the air. Oh,
it's in the air, right? And so at the base, right, where I said it houses 20 gallons of water, inside that base is a pump, and it pumps water up through a central tube, and then it rains down onto the roots, and that's how it gets its water and its nutrients.
Oh, wow. This sounds very confusing to me to put in my kitchen, but I'm sure you're going to explain it more, and I will be more less confused.
Less confused, right? It's very challenging to like visualize it without seeing it. Yeah. But again, imagine you had a 30 inches by 30 inches bucket, right, with a lid on top with a hole in it, and that's where the tubes go on. So then that pumps water up through the central tube, and it rains down on the roots of the plants.
Okay.
So, and you can have, so what happens is with the roots exposed like that, so that they're open versus in dirt, right? This combination produces such tasty food. It's better smelling, and it's extremely nutritious.
Wow.
And you can grow fruits, veggies, flowers, and herbs, anything actually but a root vegetable. And interestingly enough, NASA actually has been growing plants this way in space since 1990. Since 1960, and they started doing some scientific studies on it in 1990. Let's see.
Wow.
So instead of the little plants, right, the little seedlings that you start with, instead of them being housed in dirt, they're housed in little containers made of rock wool. And that's what helps to stabilize them within the tubes themselves. And what is also in that base is what we call, it's our proprietary mineral blend. And so we take the nutrients right from the earth and we put it in a tower tonic that goes right in the base, so that the plants typically, right, would have to absorb nutrients from decomposing organic matter in the soil. But instead we have that just rain right down on them, which makes the plants grow really fast and very nutritious.
Oh, really? So they grow fast. Oh.
Yeah, they're beautiful too.
Oh. And where did you learn about this? Well, how did you start? How long?
Let's see. When I partnered with the Juice Plus company about 5.5 years ago, I went to a little gathering, and one of the women had 3 of these tower gardens growing outside. And that's where I first learned about it and fell in love with them. And they can be grown indoors or outdoors, but I know we can talk about that a little bit later.
Okay, all right. So indoors or outdoors? Because I was thinking just indoors, but outdoors depending on where you're living, right? If you got space. Well, that's...
Exactly. And that's what's the beauty of it is, right? So for instance, my brother lives in Boston, Massachusetts, and he has a tiny little space out back. And interestingly enough, the earth in that part of Boston is too polluted to be able to have a garden.
Okay.
So for him, it was the perfect solution to put right out there where he can grow all his own veggies without it actually having to be in the ground. And it definitely saves space. Like I said, it's 30 inches by 30 inches, so it's not very big.
All right, got it. And so it's got a lot of different veggies there in this garden, but they're not connected with the like with the land on the floor, but because they are on this how I say, growing by these tubes and this water, like these gallons that you put it there, right?
Exactly, right in that 20-gallon base. You're correct.
Magic. This is magical. Wow.
It is almost like magic.
I'm trying to visualize this thing, but I'm like, wow, I will check here because probably it's going to be on your website, some information and maybe pictures, right?
It is. So for somebody who's listening to this podcast who would like to take a peek at it while they're listening, if you were to Google Juice Plus Tower Garden, you would see the pictures would pop right up, and it'll kind of give you a nice idea about what exactly is I'm talking about.
So can you say it again, Celeste? How do you search?
If you were to Google or whatever search engine you use, would be Juice Plus Tower Garden.
Okay, Juice Plus Tower Garden. Okay, so everyone can listen. And I will do check as well, because this is amazing. I'm just trying to, like I said, I'm trying to see it, but I really need to see a picture from your side or from someone's. So I will have a look. Oh, I might can do this in my living room then.
You absolutely can. You absolutely can. Actually, people have grown it on decks. In New York City, they're huge on rooftops because there's so much space in New York City on rooftops that restaurants do them. I've seen them in airports, kitchens, basements, backyards, front yards. They're all over the place.
It's unbelievable. Wow. I never heard about this, So I'm like, what? How? Because, sometimes you go to let's say, like you said, hotels or any place, any business, like they deal with food and they say we are totally organic, but or maybe they already wrote that on their notes where we can see that they are aeroponic gardening. But because I never knew what is aeroponic, I never pay attention to that word or never came to my eyes. But maybe I've been somewhere that is aeroponic gardening there. Like they create, they raise their own food. Like, oh, interesting. How that would be wonderful for my life to have my tomatoes. Can I do tomatoes?
You can. Tomatoes have to be done outside just because of the pollination that has to occur. But yes, you absolutely can. I actually started my baby tomato plants, and I'm getting ready to take it from inside my house and put it out this coming weekend.
Wow, well done. That's awesome. And why would someone want to start to growing with a tower garden?
Well, I can tell you there's a lot of reasons, and I'll run you through a few of them. The first one is it's earth friendly. Right. We know that water demand globally is on a huge increase. It's predicted to go up by 50% by 2050. And actually, much of the demand is driven by agriculture, which accounts for 70% of the fresh water use globally.
All right,
So
good.
it's very taxing on the earth, right? I mean, we need it. And food production is going to need to grow by 69% of what it was in 2000 by 2035.
Oh,
So the Tower Garden actually uses only 2% of the water that's needed in traditional gardening. So for instance, to grow one head of lettuce requires 20 gallons of water. To grow one head of lettuce on a tower garden only requires 1 gallon of water.
this is amazing, Celeste.
It really is. I love your enthusiasm. The tower garden actually yields an average of 30% more produce than traditional gardening. And this is actually based on studies that NASA has done.
Oh.
So when we look at basil, chard, red kale, and parsley, those are the vegetables that they looked at. They grew more from 8 to 65% more produce when it was grown aeroponically versus grown in the earth. And similarly, if you looked at bell peppers, cherry tomatoes, cucumbers, and squash, our fruit crops, we were yielded anywhere from 7 to 53% more produce.
Wow.
Yeah, than in traditional gardening. And it's simple because, like I said, it's got our tower tonic, which I think I neglected to talk about, but that is just simple nutrients taken right from the earth, and it's a proprietary system that we put it in, and that goes right in. So that's what actually feeds your plants. And the second reason would be quality and nutrition, right? Most produce, it's picked way too early. It's way too far, right? The apple or orange or banana or strawberries that we're eating, right, in January, where was that grown? Was it picked? When was it picked, right? And how long did it take to get to your market? And we know that foods are most nutritious when they're vine ripened, meaning it's allowed to come to its full ripeness when it's on the vine or on the plant or on the tree, wherever it is. So that's another reason for quality and nutritional value. And the third is just simply convenience, right? Like, because there's no dirt, there's no digging, there's no weeding, there's no bugs, all that comes with traditional gardening, which some people love, I don't. And you don't have to worry about ground pests or contaminated soil.
Yes.
And it actually uses 90% less space than traditional gardening does, right? Like I said, that 30 by 30 base houses 20 plants, which you would need much more space if it was grown in the earth.
Wow. I'm just wondering, I'm hearing you were talking about these three things, these 3 points about why would someone start, and when it comes to your, because I know I have your website about tower garden systems. Do you, let's say I want to start tomorrow, not tomorrow, but I need to buy the things. Where can I find the gallons, the tubes? It's on your website?
It's on the website, and we've made it so easy. It comes as a big kit. So when you order your tower garden, it comes with the tower itself. It comes with a pump, the nutrients that you need to feed your plants, and it comes with seeds and the rock wool and everything you need to get it started.
Oh, and you can choose your seeds that you want to start with.
We send you the basic seeds. We send you tomatoes, kale, lettuces, squash, and peppers, but you certainly could use whatever seeds you wanted. There's even a lot of companies that grow seedlings specifically for the tower garden for people who maybe don't want to start from seeds.
All right. Okay. So everything is possible to grow there in terms of veg and fruits.
But a root plant like potatoes, you couldn't do. No root veggies, but everything else you can.
This is amazing. And because I've got here Tower Garden, and I've got here someone that is an expert as well in Pilates. So, and then you combine these two, right? These two things, because Pilates and wellness, which is the way, the nutrition. Oh, this is beautiful. I'm like, wow, is that? This is really good, Celeste. I'm sure you're living the life, like very happy. I eat what I want. It comes from what I know.
It's true.
And then you do your Pilates, your exercise, and which is, this is really good. Oh, I'm far away. Can I get, because from UK to USA, I'm able to order my kit?
Yes, you are.
Oh, interesting. So it's just to make sure my listeners know this, because
yes, thank you. Yes, we do ship internationally. Actually, our company, we're in 25 different countries, Europe being one of them.
Fabulous. So can teachers, I've got another question here, like, can teachers put them up on classrooms like this?
Yes, as a matter of fact, teachers love the Tower Gardens. It's great. There's I'm going to give another plug for this gentleman. His name is Stephen Ritz, and he's with the Green Bronx machine, and he has completely turned around Bronx schools, Bronx, New York schools. So that's a little plug for him if you want to look it up. But teachers love it. So when you order a Tower Garden for the school, it comes with free access to lesson plans from kindergarten through 7th grade. And they teach the kids with the Tower Gardens math, science, reading, data analysis, and writing skills. Many schools put them in the cafeteria so they can see them. Some schools have them actually in the classroom. Some have them in their science room for people to use. It's varied. Many schools donate the produce that they grow. Some schools sold the produce, and but most of them just eat and enjoy. And most importantly, food that kids grow, it's a really good chance they're going to eat that food because they're vested in it, right? So many kids, they don't want to try spinach, they don't want to try green bean, they don't want to try all these green foods, right? But if they grow it, they're psyched because they've got their own buy-in and they're learning through it. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is. Because then you get the desire to try what you created, what you made, you put it on, like you grow. That's really good. Unbelievable. I'm like, wow, what world I've been living. Celeste is in another world. Totally different. I'm so glad that you're here with me today and sharing this aeroponic gardening with my listeners and with me. This is really powerful to change. Because the other day I was talking with someone, and that person was mentioned, I think I need to start to gardening, but I live in an apartment. But now I know this, I can reach that person. I will say, hey, it's a way for you to do your gardening. I mean, it's not gardening, but grow her own fruits and veg. And that person was very concerned because she would love to do this. And now is a way. I know a way. So
there is a way, and we actually just last year we made one smaller one, right? The traditional one, like I said, it's 30 by 30 with 20 gallons of water, and we made one specifically for homes. So it's only 24 inches around. It holds 13 gallons of water. So it's a little smaller, but it's taller, and it actually holds 32 plants.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful.
And you'll see it when you check it out online, and to all the listeners too that go, and I'll say it again, it's Juice Plus Tower Garden. When you go online, you'll be able to see it. It's beautiful.
Oh my God, I'm there right now. I just went for a little bit. And I'm like, oh, I want a tower. I want this tower in my life. Now I got it because I've seen a little. Please, 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 anyone that is listening this, click on the link that I'm going to provide on the podcast description and just check it out. Even if you're not really keen to do your growing inside your place, but just check it out because this is amazing. I'm gonna check more later. Thank you, Celeste.
Oh, thank you, Yola. I really enjoyed being on. It was fun. I love your enthusiasm.
Thank you so much. So just tell me one more thing. And just before we finish our session, how can people connect with you and find more about your work? You already spoke about your website, but is another ways that people can get in touch or see your social media?
Yes, they can. I'll give you my email if somebody wanted questions. It's Celeste, CELESTE at EssexPilates.com. Or you can follow me on Instagram. I'm at Essex Pilates. Or in Facebook, I'm Essex Pilates and Wellness.
Oh, fantastic. All this information will be indeed on the description of her Celeste podcast with me.
Right. And I would like to say that in the link too, there'll be a link to my own personal Juice Plus website too, that you can click right on.
All right. Yes, the promotion that you sent me, like celeste.juiceplus.com.
Correct.
Fabulous. So thank you so much for aeroponic gardening reveal for me. This is a revelation for me. I love this.
And it's my pleasure. Truly.
Yeah, really, really a revelation. It's like, whoa, I need this. And I've been thinking, how can I do different? Can I eat healthier? It's like you said from the beginning, you love this, like the healthy food, you like the exercise, but you don't like to shop, you don't like this, you don't like that. So you manage to get everything that you love and not doing the things you don't love. So that's really good. It's really powerful.
Thank you. It's pretty much what I'm trying to do with my whole life, and this one piece of it.
Awesome. Thank you, Celeste, for being with me. Take care.
Thank you, Yola. You too.
And health towards you. God bless you. This is the end of our session today. I really hope that you enjoy this session with my guest. I love it. Feel free to find more information about my guest and get connected with. He will be on the description of this episode. You will also find a freebie. There is always a freebie from my guest to you. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, where you will be connected with Women Flix, empowering women around the world. Get to know more about us. My name is Yola Bastos, and I'm so grateful that you've been here with me and my guest on this week. I really hope I can see you next week for a new story, a new journey, a new inspiration. Take care. Bye-bye.